Hello and welcome to another update about the gold chart, gold futures. We're still sort of dancing around price levels here of the previous video when I recorded it. I can't remember exactly when it was, but I think when I recorded the last video, we were just testing resistance here, and there are the two wave counts I talked about are still relevant. So the white scenario assumes, or basically, the current thesis is that a substantial top could have formed. Now, that is not like a multi-year top or anything. No, I see it still as a corrective pullback. So I'd still like to see actually on the larger time frame higher prices overall. Yeah, that's still my view. But potentially not until this fourth wave is done. And my initial roadmap here is ABC structure in an A wave. That could complete, an A wave of a larger ABC, then we get a B wave and a C wave. So tracking for that is not bearish, that's just a pullback in an overall uptrend. That's not yet, let's say, a multi-year or even decade top. No, that's just a correction that's a bit more substantial, yes, but as I said, not yet a super substantial top. Now, that being said, what is the microstructure? The resistance area that I described and explained in previous videos is still relevant. So 3,359, 3,387, 3,415, 455, so 3,455, and the 88.7 retracement there, very important as well. The 3,479 level, very important one. So these are resistances, and as long as these are holding, I think pressure to the downside is high. Now, in the very short term, obviously, the market has shown a bounce from the previous swing low that formed on Wednesday, the 23rd. So it is entirely possible that we're doing something like this. A wave down, B wave up, and we're now in the C wave down, and this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be one of the scenarios I'm tracking in the white scenario in which we have already topped in the B wave. Absolutely possible. But then we would need to see a pretty immediate move to the downside early next week. It will depend a little bit on how the futures are opening. I would say short term, the trend seems to be up, and short term, the focus can be on higher as long as we're holding above the Friday low. So that is here at 3,275, potentially to form an extended B wave. I think this quite likely. How would that look like? It's the same overall scenario and thesis, but this move down, was the A wave, but then the B wave is still unfolding in a more extended version, like A, B, C of B. From there, we could then watch for lower. So it's just a difference between yellow and white. In both of these scenarios, a top has formed, and in both, lower would be expected. When will I change my mind? I will change my mind if the market forms a 5-wave move up and a corrective pullback, because a corrective pullback shouldn't happen in this scenario in which you're going lower. And also, if the market breaks clearly above 3,479. I mean, we're at a point, however, where, of course, another high is possible. We haven't broken below any of the previous swing lows. So I mentioned in the last update that I also want to see a break below this red line, 3,229, for further confirmation. But I'd say if next week we see a break below this dashed line, that's initial confirmation we've started the C wave down. We're also at a point where this third wave is just very overstretched. So if anything, if we go higher, it would just be seen as another extension of the third, but we would still just try to survive here in this uptrend, but the risk to the downside just gets higher and higher. We can also take a look at the larger time frame chart. I think shorter time frame, everything should be clear. But looking at the larger spot chart, the price is, this gives you an idea of where we are. I mean, this third wave, like that, is very much overextended. And the fourth wave that I'm looking for, we'll delete that. So the fourth wave I'm looking for should get into this region here, possibly 3,000 or 2,723 first. Maybe that's enough. And then we can get one more high. That's why I wanted to explain, I'm not looking for a bearish outcome here. I'm looking for another pullback before we go even higher. And the fifth wave seems to be extended also in this move up the fifth wave. And that's not a surprise. So gold likes to extend the fifth wave. And we've nearly reached even the larger time frame target box that I mentioned like months ago on the MCO Global channel. But we're not there yet. And I explained that we shouldn't be surprised about fifth wave extension. So please consider that. But I wanted to give you an overall idea about the larger time frame as well. That should give you an idea of where that fourth wave might land. Yeah, that's the update about gold. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates about the S&P 500, stocks updates, check out our stocks membership. You'll find the link in the description. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.